Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. As you will see on today's show, I am being joined by a brand new guest talking about a brand new product line with a brand new beer. We always like to start off the pre-show with a nice beer. This is from Vector Brewing. Our workflow sales specialist, Glenn Seaman, our sales engineer, brought this up from Texas for me. This is their Lupo, which is a dry hop saison. Hey, John, how are you?
Hey Jim, how you doing? Doing great.
V-
Thank you. Thanks
Very
for
good,
having me.
very good. All right, welcome to the show. Did you bring a beer on the show with you?
I did. I did. I have a Common Space Food Fight Hazy IPA here. This is from Hawthorne, California, and on the
Excellent.
back it says it tastes like pineapple, guava, and fruit snacks, which who doesn't like that?
Yeah, who doesn't like that is right. That's great. I love the hazy IPAs, and we'll make sure we add that one to the Broadfield Untapped social media so we can keep track of all these great ones. And now I know when I find that in the store that this is what John from OWC recommends. John, here's to a great show today.
Cheers. It's a little early out here. I'm going to stick to coffee. I'm in California, so
I don't blame you. Our West Coast dealers do that quite often too. So, John, I wanted to invite you onto the show because Broadfield is super excited to announce a partnership with OWC. The entire OWC product line is available now at Broadfield. Now, it is an extensive product line, so we are taking a very strategic approach, not because we have 20 other things to do now between the end of the year, but because we want to make sure that we educate all of our dealers on the right products that are going to help impact sales immediately for you now and throughout the end of the year. So we're going to introduce you to a few of the different product lines that OWC offers. But John, why don't we start by a good introduction? Why don't you introduce yourself and introduce OWC to our Broadfield dealers?
yeah, thanks, Jim. My name is Jon Hoeg, and I have a background in TV production and film production, as well as a background as a photographer and tour videographer. I worked with a number of bands, traveled the world with them, and created content for their social media and promotional assets and things of the like. So I'm a creator at heart, and I found myself in a marketing role here at OWC, sort of talking about the products that I used. I was an OWC user before I joined the company, and it's a great sort of synergy between the life that I used to live as a full-time photographer and now as a marketer, talking to photographers and filmmakers and professional audio folks. And OWC is a company that prides itself on solutions, solutions that can remove hurdles in your technological day. So we empower creativity with high performance, reliable tech products, services, and support. And we tell that story through capture, create, and collaborate. It's three chapters, basically, from the beginning of your creative journey all the way through to the finish and archive of your journey, whatever it may be.
And John, we're going to touch on all three of those categories today with some of the great products. But I really love the introduction too, because one of the reasons that Broadfield was so excited with this partnership is it's more than just a storage solution line. It's finding the right storage for the right part of your workflow and complementing every aspect of that workflow, all the way from the capture to the collaborate, as John just talked about. So, John, when we talk about OWC, we are talking about the difference in the storage products and in the company with some of the great stuff that you guys offer.
Yeah, so the thing that I think sets OWC apart is we're in the company. There's a lot of creatives. There's folks that do these things on the side on the weekends as a hobby, side hustles, photographers, musicians, and we know that these products are what a lot of folks rely on, making an income with. So we take quality really seriously and reliability really seriously. So for that reason, we build and assemble all our products in our Woodstock, Illinois headquarters, and we do rigorous pre-testing on all of our products to make sure that you don't have a failure. If at all we can avoid that, and then within that we have award-winning support and warranty with every purchase. So
That's excellent. And in addition to all those tools, which are great things to sell to the customers who are looking to purchase OWC, there are a lot of great resources available to the dealer channel as well. John, why don't we talk about some of those channel resources?
That's right. Yeah. So we're building out promotional calendars all the time to offer great rebates and engaging campaigns. And Jim, we were just talking before the show about our upcoming Futurama campaign. We're building marketing assets, and we're doing things that we can just ease the dealers into sharing OWC and deepening the relationship with the brand, because
Yep.
we want that to be the a seamless transition, offering assets and branding and photos and videos and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, and I can tell you, I had an experience already dealing with your sales team. And of course, right now, everyone is very sharply focused on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You spoke about the Futurama campaign, but there is a promotional calendar that spans even beyond that. And to work with a partner that has that calendar in place, that puts all these resources together, those are the ingredients that make it very easy for our dealers to add a product line, become quickly successful with the product line, and know that they can communicate clearly to their customers to help engage them and close some of these sales. These assets are all available from OWC, available through Broadfield. You can reach out to, of course, your Broadfield sales rep, to me at jim@broadfield.com. My marketing team is working with OWC constantly to make sure we can communicate all that great stuff to you. So, Jon, I do have to say thank you for you and the team for making that part of it so easy.
thank you to the team. That we have a bunch of scientists in the back with spreadsheets open all the time, making that calendar for the year. So
I said thank you for making it easy, and you go to the spreadsheet right away.
that's not for me. That's for them.
Yeah.
That's for them. That's the back end.
It's translated in the spreadsheet that makes it easy. That's
Right.
the good stuff. Absolutely. So now I want to talk about the products. So we talked about the products, we talked about the workflow, and the workflow starts with capture. And what was really great is that we launched our partnership and announced to the world that OWC was available through Broadfield Distributing simultaneously with the release of your brand new Atlas cards. I thought that was really cool to do so. Jon, why don't you walk us through the Atlas ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first step in this journey is capture. Memory cards, readers, and software, and that's the Atlas ecosystem. Memory cards, we all know what they are. They're the media that your camera takes, and we have CF Express Type B and SD cards, high-speed readers, and software. That is, we'll talk a little bit in the later slides about
Yep.
what that software does, because it is an industry first. But the CF Express Type B cards are red approved, and I know that Broadfield's a red dealer, so I think there is going to be some synergy there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That red certification means a lot to our red authorized dealers. So that definitely is a great thing. But the SDSC cards are also a great tool. We have a lot of our dealers, everything from the traditional photo stores to the cinema stores, to anyone fitting that filmmaking industry, which, by the way, can we just stop for a good round of applause that the strike has been settled? Everyone's back to work, and we have the industry opening up. So now's the time to fill up on these media cards for sure, right, Jon?
That's exactly right. And the range of our Atlas cards also, I do want to talk about for a second. We have
Yep.
Atlas Pro and Atlas Ultra. The Pro are the blue cards, and the Ultra are the purple cards. And they're different speeds, and they're available in different capacities for whatever camera you're using. And they're perfectly tuned. We work with the camera manufacturers to make sure that these cards work at the camera's max settings and will always deliver, the result that you're after.
Absolutely. That way you can really make the right purchase decision to get the maximum throughput needed for the camera without spending more than you need to spend by over purchasing, or you get the right card for the job. And that's where it all starts. And that really opens up the door for building out the rest of the workflow as well. Uh, Now, I talked about the launch of the brand new Atlas cards. And what I thought was really unique about the launch is you guys also talked about an upgradability to these cards.
That's right. Yeah, the Energize software that's included with every Atlas purchase is empowered by our readers, and it gives you the first upgradable memory card ever. It's basically you have three functions within Energize. And I don't want to go too deep into this right here, but it is a really cool feature because you can check the health of your SD cards or your CF Express Type B cards, and you can sanitize your cards, which is sort of a term that a lot of people don't know about. And what it is, it's sort of like an ultra format, and it takes your cards back to factory fresh because those cards get dirty. And when your cards are dirty, they might not perform the way they are intended. So if you're pushing your red Raptor to 8K and you're asking your card to keep up and it's dirty, it might not. So with sanitize function in Energize, you can clean that right up. It's like giving your car an oil change. It's maintaining the health of your card for the life of the card. And additionally, field firmware upgrades are available. And we just recently moved some of our CF Express Type B cards from the 2.0 spec to the 4.0 spec and basically doubled the speed with a piece of software. So really cool stuff in there.
That's really cool. And that's unbelievable to get that upgrade capability on a media card like that. And you mentioned how those cards with the readers, everything works together with that Energize software. And all of that is part of that capture, the first point of the workflow. Now that's going to bring us back into the studio, back at the desktop, back at the production station. And this is where the creation happens. This brings us to step 2, where OWC has their Create product line that spans everything from docks to storage. Jon, why don't you introduce that Create level?
Yeah, absolutely. The Create section is when you do sit down at your computer after you've shot your project and you got to ingest, edit, assistant edit, whatever it may be, archive. You want to have docks and connectivity to be able to read and connect your monitors and your external devices, charge your phone at the same time. And then internal storage as well as external storage are really the workhorses of the OWC line.
That's great. And this starts with some of these RAID systems that are available in the Thunderbay product line. And the Thunderblade, which is this guy that I have right here in front of me. Jon, why don't you introduce the Thunders?
Yeah, the Thunderblade, I'll start off with. It's such a cool product. There really is nothing like it on the market. It's a 4-bay NVMe semi-portable RAID. And we call it semi-portable because it does require power, but you can take it with you. As you can see in your hand there, it's about the size of an iPad ballpark, and it's full Thunderbolt size. It comes in that cool Pelican case, so it's a great tool for DITs or shuttle to and from set to post-production and back again. They're available up to 32 terabytes, and there's no throttling because it's a RAID. It's 4 NVMe sticks, and you can configure it however you'd like. And moving on from there, we have the Thunderbay 4 and the Thunderbay 8. 2 different versions of a similar product. The 4-bay desktop RAID is the Thunderbay 4, and the Thunderbay 8 is our best seller. It's an 8-bay RAID, Thunderbolt, and it goes up to 160 terabytes. And we know what these products are, but these are well built, and this goes back to that rigorous pre-test. We're always burning in these drives and making sure the customer winds up with a product that is just A+ and ready to rock.
That's awesome. Now, Jon, you mentioned that the Thunderbay 8 is one of your best sellers. That's a key piece of information that our dealers are going to tune into. Do you find that a lot of people are going with the larger volumes, and that's why they're going with the Thunderbay 8?
I think so. I think people do see the need, especially with resolution increasing and projects just getting bigger. I mean, even raw photos. I take photos of my son walking around, and at the end of the day, I have 4 or 5 gigabytes. So it's like these things add up. So if you're in a professional workflow, bigger is better, and future-proofing your workflow is what we see a lot of folks doing.
That's absolutely awesome, and it definitely is true. Now, in that, you also have a bunch of portable storage options available as well.
That's exactly right. And I have the Envoy Pro Electron here to start this off. And as you can see, it's pretty tiny. It's pocket sized. It's about the size of an AirPods Pro case. And it's built up to IP67 rating, which is water resistant, dust proof, crush proof. We've driven cars over it to prove the fact that it's pretty resilient. And its bigger brother, the Envoy Pro FX, is the Thunderbolt and USB-C compatible bus powered SSD. It's one of the few bus powered Thunderbolt SSDs out there on the market. And both of these are built to incredibly rigorous standards so they can stand up to daily use and accidental abuse.
That's great. And the Electron spans from 240 gigabytes all the way up to 2 terabytes. And now the Envoy Pro FH goes all the way up to 4 terabytes, giving you a wide range of options to really fit your individual project needs, finding that right solution, again, at the right price.
That's right.
And then we talked about docks. So we actually led that category talking about the docks, and there are a ton of different docks available, and a lot available for those travel options and with the Thunderbolt connectivity. John, why don't you give us a quick overview here?
Yeah, so starting with the travel dock, as you see there on the screen, it's a integrated cable and 5 or 6 ports depending on the model you pick up, but SD card reader, USB, display, HDMI out. Great thing to put in your backpack and just have quick accessibility to all the ports you need on an iPad Pro or a MacBook Air or something similar. And that ranges all the way up to our Thunderbolt Pro dock, which has 10 gigabit Ethernet connectivity, dual displays, really a professional workhorse of a dock with all the ins and outs you'd expect, as well as SD card and CF Express reader on the front.
Now, does that Thunderbolt Pro dock require its own power, or is that all bus powered?
The Thunderbolt Pro dock does require power. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, so we're going to pull some power.
I would expect so. The next question would have been the engineering feat that accomplished that without.
That's right. Yeah, we'll work on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're into that last portion of the workflow, and this is where the collaboration comes in. So here, obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about network attached storage. What is the OWC NAS product line?
Yeah, so NAS is a big part of our story because it does allow people to collaborate. And it's super timely that we're doing this presentation today because as of today, the Jupyter Mini is awarded the 2023 NAS of the Year from Videomaker. And it's just an excellent product that can enable lots of work groups from all different sizes to connect and share files. And yeah, it's an incredible product.
Congratulations on the award. I hope you get a nice plaque or a piece of a trophy or hardware or something to show off with that.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're really excited about it.
So introduce the Jupyter a little bit more for our dealers.
Yeah, so the Jupyter Mini is what we're looking at here, and it provides ultra-fast networking with 10 gigabit Ethernet, which is paired perfectly with that Thunderbolt Pro dock we just talked about. It's available up to 100 terabytes, and 50 plus connected users is no problem. It's got auto data protection in case of a drive failure. It's enterprise scale ready, and there's professional support included. As you see the quote here, the Jupyter Mini is twice the speed of my Synology. It's a quote from Larry Jordan. So pretty resounding quote there.
Absolutely. And it really creates a lot of opportunities. And then we have the Jupyter Callisto and the Core.
That's right. The Callisto is our rack-mounted unit, which is for a larger deployment. It's a rack-mounted NAS, and it goes up to 100 gigabit Ethernet, 100 plus users, 320 terabyte capability internal, all the same specs as the first one, fast networking, redundancy, enterprise scale ready. And then the Core is the expansion units for the Jupyter, and that lets you go. It's basically clips on to the Callisto and lets you go up to 2.5 petabytes of expanded storage. So really the sky's the limit for really big organizations. So the Jupyter Mini on the desktop all the way up to the rack mounted 2.5 petabyte capability of the Jupyter Callisto and Core units.
That's great. It really gives you the right storage for the right job and the right collaboration. So as you can see, OWC has a lot of different solutions for every step of that workflow process, from capture to creation to collaboration. And it's all available now at Broadfield Distributing. You can reach out to your Broadfield sales rep at 800-634-5178. We'd be happy to share the dealer price sheets with you. Be careful what you wish for. John, I think at last count, your dealer price sheet is over 1,200 SKUs. Our dealers will be happy to know that we reduced it down. We are focusing on about 20 to 30 very specific product families that we see as an immediate sales opportunity for our Broadfield dealers. We, of course, have access to all 1,200 products on the price sheet, and we can help get you the right product for your next installation or for your next project or customer. But by focusing on the key products that we presented on the show today, we will allow you to be able to ramp up to the success. So now your customers know to call you for all OWC storage solutions. Jon, thank you so much for joining us today.
Jim, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And yeah, cheers. We'll crack this open here.
Excellent. Cheers. Here's to a great day. If anyone has any questions, call your Broadfield sales rep today. Tune in every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And until next week, cheers.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers, so call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.